Hello students, how are you? Good morning and welcome to the class today, English class. I hope you all are good and healthy at your homes and safe too. So today we are going to do our poem 1 from the book Beehive. What the poem is about. The name of the poem is The Road Not Taken. Okay, this is a poem written by an American poet, Robert Frost. Robert Frost is an American poet. He is famous as a nature poet. He always writes poetry within the nature, along the nature, with the nature, or about the nature. Means somehow his poetries are related to nature. This poetry is also presented, or we can say executed between nature. Kahin na kahin, he always relies inside some beautiful part of the nature whenever he composes a poetry for us. And he is a poet who writes very simple language. He writes the poem in a very simple tone, very simple language. That is simply he writes it up. But the thing is insightful. So we can say that he is a poet who does his work insightfully. Okay, so in this poem, The Road Not Taken, it's all about choices. And that particular choice shapes us. हम जो भी choice करते हैं, from our day, when we fix up the alarm to wake up the next morning, हमारा decision start हो जाता है for that particular day. This is मुझे कितने बजे उठना है. This is the first decision that I have to take regarding my new day. मुझे 6 बजे उठना है और I have to wake up at 7 o'clock. And that particular thing is going to make a difference in the day. अगर मुझे 6 o'clock उठ के मेरे बहुत से काम होते हैं, so I'll be happy all day. And अगर मैं 9 o'clock तक उठ रहा हूँ and then I am not able to complete my work for the day, then I am obviously going to get disturbed for the whole day. So our first very decision is going to make a difference in, and it's going to shape our day. So the thing is कि हम लोग क्या है यहाँ पे, हमारा पूरा का पूरा डे हमारे डिसीजन से शेप होता है. ठीक है. So this way we can say कि first decision shapes our day, the beginning, very beginning, then middle, and then end. So choices are particularly in our daily life, in our ordinary life, we keep on making choices, and that particular choices shapes our life. So in this poem also, poet comes to a point where he has to make a choice. And what particular choice he takes up, that choice is going to make a difference in his life, and it has made a difference in his life. Now, is it a good difference or a bad difference? That we are going to study in the poetry. Okay, so हम दिन में उठने से पहले decision start होते हैं. Then we take up decision regarding what time to wake up, what to have in the breakfast, when to have a bath, when to do our prayers, what clothes we are going to wear today, what time we are going to give for our studies, when we are going to attend the class, what we are going to have for the lunch, what we are going to do for the hobby part of our day. Hobby में हम क्या आज particularly कितना time किसको देने वाले हैं. Then when to meet the friends, when to go for exercising or yoga or anything. And then at last the thing comes that what we are going to have for dinner and what is the particular time we are going to sleep. Okay, so this particular all these things जो हैं ये सारी कहीं ना कहीं they are the decisions for our whole day. So they are really going to make a great difference. Okay, so fine, understand the thing to make a particular choice when you have options with you. So those particular options that you have and what choice you make, what difference it's going to create, what are the feelings that you are going to have. All these things have been expressed in this poem, that is The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. The very first poem from your book of class 9th, Beehive. Okay, so is this basic theme clear to you? Then if you say to allow me, so then we can move on to the text. Just raise your hand so that we can move on to the text. Okay, students? Fine. So now see, you can see the text in front of you. Is the text visible properly? Okay, so now moving on with the text, it's The Road Not Taken. This well-known poem is about making choices and the choices that shapes us. Robert Frost is an American poet who writes simply but insightfully about common, ordinary experiences. Okay, so this is a very well-known poem. By who? By Robert Frost, and it's called Unwanted There. Though, as for that, the passing there had warned them about the same, and both that morning equally lay in leaves, no steps had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to the way. I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh somewhere, ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by. And that has made all the difference. So this was the text that I just read it out. Now the explanation is still remaining. This was the text as it is as read by me. So now see, now we'll take it line by line. Keep understanding it. If there will be any queries, we are going to solve it at the last. Okay. So see, two roads diverged in a yellow wood. And sorry, I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood. Now see, a very common thing, first of all, you should know that all of you eat Maggie. Sab Maggie khate hai? Yes. Now you eat Maggie with what? Fork or a spoon? Yes, you eat it with a fork. Now what a fork is? Fork basically is a kind of a spoon that is used to eat food. But उसमें क्या होता है ना? From one point there are various forks that are out. ठीक है, तो यहीं पे poet is standing at one particular point and like the 2 points of the fork, उनके सामने एक point पे वो है और उनके सामने दो रास्ते जा रहे हैं. Now, being one person, can he travel both? Now, if you reach to a point at a road, जहाँ पे आपके सामने दो roads हैं and you are a one single person, क्या आप एक ही समय में दोनों roads पे travel करोगे? No, obviously no. Firstly, आप एक road पे travel करोगे, then you will take up the second road. So see, now here poet says two roads in yellow wood. Wood is jungle, ठीक है, forest. So he was at a point जो woods का part था, jungle का part था, and it was yellow. Yellow means there was no greenery. पूरा भी सूखा जंगल था वो. So it was yellow wood, and there at the point where poet was standing, उनके सामने दो roads जा रही थी, दो रास्ते जा रहे थे, ठीक है. And वो जो दोनों रास्ते थे ना, and sorry I could not travel both. And really sorry, poet says that and be one traveler, that being one traveler, he could not travel both. एक traveler होने के नाते वो दो roads पे एक साथ travel नहीं कर सकते थे. So what he did, long I stood, वो बहुत समय तक खड़े रहे, and looked down as far as I could. और वो खड़े रहे और देखते रहे जितना दूर तक वो देख सकते थे. Now the thing is, as far as I could का मतलब होता है कि आप कभी भी आपने ट्रैवल किया है, एनी टाइम यू हैव ट्रैवल्ड, यू मस्ट हैव सीन कि जब आप किसी रोड पे ट्रैवल कर रहे हो, यू आर सिटिंग इन योर ओन व्हीकल, तो आप देखते हो एक पॉइंट तक आपको पूरी रोड दिखाई देती है. बट देयर कम्स अ पॉइंट, आपको ऐसा लगता है जैसे रोड जो है वो नीचे गहराई में जा रही है, एंड वो पॉइंट वहां पे रोड का एंड पॉइंट है. दैट इज एक्चुअली नॉट बेंडिंग डाउन, दैट इज नॉट अ बेंड अंडरग्राउंड पार्ट, बट दैट इज व्हाट आपका साइट उतना ही दूर तक देख सकता है. सो पोएट सेज लॉन्ग आई स्टूड एट दैट फर्स्ट पॉइंट एंड फ्रॉम देयर, मैं जितना फार देख सकता था ना, आई लुक्ड एट इट, वहां तक आई सॉ द रोड वेयर इट वेंट इन द अंडरग्रोथ, वेयर इट वेंट टू द अंडरग्रोथ मींस डाउन पार्ट चली गई वो रोड. एट दैट पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट आई जस्ट हैड अ लुक एट द रोड, मैंने उसको देखा, फर्स्ट रोड. And then in the same fair manner he says I took the other one. In the same fair manner he says what I did, I took the other one. मैंने दूसरी रोड को भी उतना ही fair manner में देखा. Okay, without any partialities कि मैंने इसको देख लिया उसको नहीं देखा, उसको देख लिया उसको नहीं देखा, नहीं. He says कि मैंने जिस तरीके से फर्स्ट रोड को देखा, in the same manner I looked at the second road too. And he finds that second road and having perhaps a better claim. He says that second road was having perhaps a better claim because it was grassy and wanted wear. Why? Because वो road grassy थी and it really wanted wear. कहने का मतलब कि वो road grassy थी and that road particularly really wants कि कोई तो आके मुझ पे भी ट्रैवल करे, व्हाई एवरीवन इज पासिंग ऑन द अदर रोड एंड पासिंग बाय मी, मुझ पे कोई क्यों ट्रैवल नहीं करता. सो इट वाज अ फीलिंग, वी कैन हैव अ लुक एट दैट रोड एंड हमें ऐसा लग रहा था मानो वो रोड ये बोल रही है दैट प्लीज डू कम एंड ट्रैवल ऑन मी. Okay, so this was, and though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same, and the poet wishes कि जो वहां से निकल रहे हैं, the people who are passing from there should warn them about the same in the manner, which manner? Same as the first road. And both that morning equally late, and both the roads next morning at the morning time when poet was standing over there, he sees that both the roads were equal, means both were covered equally with the leaves. No steps had moved from on those leaves or from that road. So in leaves, no steps had trodden black. उन leaves में किसी भी step के black footsteps आपको नजर नहीं आ रहे हैं कि इन दोनों रोड से किसी ने भी ट्रैवल किया है क्या? No one from not a single road has that particular morning. So both the roads were having equal look for the poet. Oh, I kept the first for another day, but now it was a decision time, and poet took a decision. And he said, what he decided? He said that I kept the first for another day. I kept the first road for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to the way. ये जानते हुए भी कि कैसे एक वे दूसरी वे को लीड करता है, I just kept it for the another day. I doubted if I should ever come back, and I really doubted. मुझे सच में डाउट था that if I should ever come back. Okay, होता ही है ना. We all know that whenever we travel somewhere or travel to some place, तो होता क्या है हमारे पास, हम आज यहाँ है तो कल इससे आगे ही जाएंगे. Is it a point कि हम लौट कर वापस जाए? अब ट्रेन पे जाते हो, ट्रेन ने एक बार जो ट्रैक ले लिया, ट्रेन उसी ट्रैक पे आगे की आगे मूव करेगी क्या? ट्रेन कभी पलट के वापस आती है? नहीं, अब इतना चक्कर हो गया, आई विल कम बैक एंड आई विल ट्रैवल फ्रॉम दी अनदर ट्रैक अगेन. ऐसा होता है? नो, दिस डज नॉट हैपन. सो वी ऑल हैव अ डाउट दैट इफ आई शुड एवर कम बैक, कि मैं वापस इस पॉइंट पे आऊंगा कि नहीं. And yet knowing that how way leads on to the way, this fact is also clear that this way is going to lead me on to the another way. Still poet, being an adventurous kind of man, he kept the first for another day. I shall be telling this with a sigh somewhere ages and ages hence. And he says that I shall be telling this with a great sigh. ठीक है, वो बोला that with a great emotion, with a sigh, I am going to tell this. Somewhere after ages and ages, after years and years, what I am going to tell, that in my life there came a situation when I had to make a choice. And what choice it was? That I was standing at a fork point in a wood, and there were two roads diverged in front of me, and I have to choose the one. So after a lot of thinking and after a lot of observation, I made a decision, and I took the road which was one less traveled by people. And that particular choice had made all the difference in my life. Now, explaining it with a very real-time example, very normal, our day-to-day ordinary example is that हमारे साथ ऐसा होता है that we go to market to buy a dress. Okay, अब ड्रेस लेने मार्केट जाते हो, you go to a shop, you tell him कि भैया प्लीज मुझे ड्रेस दिखाओ. He asks you what kind of dress you need. You say I need a party wear dress. Just show me. उन्होंने आपको बहुत सी ड्रेसेस दिखाई. You just shortlist two dresses. Okay, आपने उसमें से दो ड्रेसेस को शॉर्टलिस्ट किया. Now after shortlisting two dresses, what you did? दो ड्रेस शॉर्टलिस्ट करने के बाद में आपने उनका क्लॉथ देखा कैसा है, आपने उनकी डिजाइनिंग देखी, आपने उनके कलर देखे, एंड यू जस्ट फॉलोड द ट्रेंड कि अभी एक्चुअल में हमारा ट्रेंड क्या है. ठीक है, आफ्टर ऑल दिस थिंग एंड यू हैड अ फेयर ऑब्जर्वेशन ऑफ बोथ द ड्रेसेस एंड अल्टीमेटली यू हैव टू परचेज वन. सो यू मेड अ चॉइस एंड बॉट वन ड्रेस. यू वोर इट ऑन योर बर्थडे. फॉर व्हाट ओकेजन यू हैव बॉट इट, आपने इसको पहना. Some people will be there who will really praise it, ठीक है, and maybe there will be many people who just say that this is not a good one. So what's going to happen? You say that यार मैं दूसरी वाली ले लेती, इसको मैंने चूज किया. That is why people are saying that this is not a good one. So ultimately my decision is not a good one. Now you were very much confused, but you bought this one. and out of 100 people 99 appreciated your dress and one you say एक तो होता ही है, ठीक है. So because of those 99 appreciation, what you are going to say, you know, दो dresses थी, दोनों में कोई भी ले लो, दोनों बहुत सुंदर थी, but ultimately I decided to buy this one, and this particular choice has really made a difference in my life. And what's the difference? That everyone is appreciating my dress and I am so happy. And on your birthday day, and if you are wearing a particular dress and people appraise you, so what difference does it make? Because of your birthday you are happy, and because of the appreciation of the people, it's cherry on the cake and you are more than happy. So you say this has made all the difference. It has made my birthday more special to me. That people have appreciated me, people have liked my dress. So this was this appreciation, this happiness, and this overjoy that you received on your birthday is because of what? Is not because of that particular dress, is because of that particular decision that you made. Maybe there has 1% chance कि आप दूसरी dress लेके आ जाते, you would have taken a different kind of decision. Maybe this kind of appreciation and maybe this kind of liking you would not have received, but your decision really made a difference, and that's too a happy difference it has made, and you are experiencing happiness. So this way, whatever decision we make in our life, that particular choice, that particular decision is going to shape us. So the same thing happens with Robert Frost. And होता क्या है ना, being an adventurous person, you always like adventures. 2 or 3 or 4, 5 friends are going somewhere and they come to a point where 2 ways go in front of them. One is the way which is very normal, जो routine way होता है जिससे लोग normally in general travel करते हैं, and there is a road on which people just frightened to travel, या people डरते हैं वहाँ travel करने से, and somebody says you ये बहुत सुनसान रास्ता है, do not travel through this way. So what's going to happen if you are a very simple human being ना, तो आपको मुसीबतें मोल लेना अच्छा नहीं लगता, you don't like taking risk in life. So what you are going to do, you are going to say ठीक है कि ये रास्ता ठीक होगा, that is why people always travel from this, so मैं भी इसी से travel करूंगा, and that's it. Simple life going person, ठीक है. Now being an adventurous person, अगर आप किसी तरह के adventurous person हो, so definitely you are going to do what? कि यार इससे तो लोग सभी travel करते हैं, मजा तो उसमें आएगा, travel from the route which people ignore. Let us go and check what happens. ऐसा भी क्या है कि लोग इससे इतना डरते हैं and people do not travel from this way. I am 100% surely going to travel by this, because being an adventurous sort of person, मुझे पता करना है कि यहाँ पे ऐसा क्या है. So see, so this is what your difference is. So अगर आपने उस रोड से ट्रैवल किया and अगर आप किसी बहुत बड़ी मुसीबत में फंस जाते हो, then you are going to curse yourself and curse the choice that you made, because it has spoiled your day and has taken into a problem. But if you just find out कि कुछ भी नहीं है वहाँ पे, rather आपने वहाँ पे बहुत enjoy किया, so you are going to say such is my choice, that my adventure का जो मेरा एक hunger था ना, it has been fulfilled by going on this adventurous trip on the road that people do not travel. So this way you can see with these 2 examples, that thing has been clear कि actually how the choices can make difference in our life. So similar way यहाँ पे जो हमारे पोएट है रॉबर्ट फ्रॉस्ट, उनकी लाइफ में भी इसी चॉइस ने बहुत बड़ा डिफरेंस क्रिएट किया, एंड दिस पर्टिकुलर डिफरेंस इज व्हाट, कि उनके सामने 2 रोड्स थी and he has to choose one, because he is one traveler and at a time one person can travel on one. There were 2 roads, one was giving a better claim than the other. Why? Because one was frequently traveled and one was less traveled. Now, poet, looking at both the roads in equal fair manner, he came to a point that in order to fulfill his adventure, he has to choose the second road, that is the less traveled one, and he kept the first frequently traveled road for the other day. Yet it was clear in his mind that he knows how way leads on to the way, and he doubted that if I should ever come back. But still he says that अगर जिंदगी ने मौका दिया, and if I came back at this point ever again in my life, so I will definitely take this road. But at present, if I have to choose one, I go with my choice of taking up the second, that is the less traveled road. And this, he says, has made a great difference in my life. And this difference, this experience I'll be sharing after years and years with an emotional instinct with the people with me. that I came to a particular choice in the woods where two roads diverged in front of me and I have to choose one. So I took the one less traveled by, and that particular choice of me has shaped me up and it has made all the difference. So this was by Robert Frost. So anyone with any queries, you can ask. Okay, so thinking about the poem, where does the traveler find himself? What problem does he face? Poet में खुद को traveler, who is the traveler? The poet himself. Where does he find himself? He finds himself in the yellow woods. What problems does he face? The problem is that he reached to a point where two roads diverged in front of him and he had to choose one. Being one traveler, he could not travel both the roads at a time, so he has to choose the one. And this particular choice making is the problem that he is facing. Okay? Now next, discuss what these phrases means to you. अब आपको ये discuss करना है what these particular phrases means to you. A yellow wood. Yellow wood is what? Basically a forest kind of a place. We can say it's a forest and where there is less of greenery and the dried up forest we can say. ठीक है? It was grassy and wanted wear. That road was having grass all over and nobody has traveled on it. So it was not worn down as the other road. Because on that people frequently traveled and it was in a worn out condition. This road was little different from that. The passing there, the people that were passing by the road and they are not choosing this particular road to travel. Leaves, no steps had trodden black. In leaves, no steps had trodden black. इस जो road थी, it was covered with leaves and there has not a single step that has trodden it black. Means no single person has travelled from that particular road. How way leads on to the way. We know that one path leads on to the other path. We never return back to the. When we are on a journey, we move further and further. आगे से आगे, we move on to the path to path. And this is way leads on to the way and we never return back to the same point. We have a doubt that whether we should return, we will return or not. Now, question number 3. Is there any difference between the two roads as described by the poet in stanza 2 and 3? And one is in stanza 2 and 3 and second in last two lines of the poem. Is there any difference between the two roads? So stanza 2 and 3 pe we will go back. Now see, now they could took the other just as fair and having perhaps the better claim. It was grassy and wanted wear. Now yes, there was difference. What was the difference? Second one was having the better claim. Second one was grassy and it wanted wear. So this is the way the second one was different from the first one. Okay, and now next third stanza के अंदर देखो, both were equal that morning, no steps had trodden black. So दोनों की दोनों बिल्कुल equal थी, दोनों में कोई भी difference नहीं था. So this was the thing that we can say in stanza 2 and 3. Next is in the last two lines of the poem. Last two lines देखो, I took the one less traveled by and that has made all the difference. Yes, there was a very big difference between two roads. What is? One is frequently traveled and the other one is less traveled. Okay, so this was the one difference in the last two lines between the two roads. Now question 4, what do you think the last two lines of the poem means? Looking back, does the poet regret his choice or accept it? Last two lines देखो यहाँ पे, I took the one less traveled by and that has made all the difference. Now here it is said, last two lines का मतलब है exactly the choice that the poet made. What choice the poet made? Poet made the choice that he took the road that was less traveled. Okay, and that has made all the difference. And what difference it has made? The difference that it has made is कि यहाँ पे क्या डिफरेंस क्रिएट हो गया है कि उसको जो उसका एक एडवेंचर का एक हंगर था दैट हैज बीन फुलफिल्ड एंड ही इज वेरी हैप्पी और वो उसके लिए बहुत खुश हो गया. ठीक है, एंड दैट इज व्हाई ही इज शेयरिंग हिज हैप्पी एक्सपीरियंस विद some people, his loved ones, somewhere years and years after he has made the choice. So yes, he accepts the difference that his particular choice has made. So looking back, does the poet regret his choice or accepts it? Yes, he accepts it. This is, we can make it clear by the point that he is sharing the experience with the people कि ऐसा हुआ था and I made this choice and this has made all the difference. This shows that he has accepted the particular choice or the difference that has come to his life. Okay. Now the next question, part 2, ये basically होते हैं self to do वाले question, but let us see. Have you ever had to make a difficult choice or do you think you will have difficult choice to make? क्या आपको अभी तक कोई difficult choice करनी पड़ी है or do you think that in future there is a time coming then you have to make a particular choice? How will you make the choice, for what reasons? आप कैसे करोगे उस choice को, उस चीज को किन criteria से choose करोगे, for what reason that you have to do. So this, do it yourself. Let me see what your views are. Now the next question is, after you have made a choice, do you always think about what might have been or do you accept the reality? After you have made a choice, जब आपने किसी particular चीज को choose कर लिया, do you always think, क्या आप हमेशा सोचते हो about what might have been, कि क्या हो सकता था, ठीक है, or do you accept the reality, या फिर जो हो गया, whatever the reality is, you accept it. So this also do it yourself. Okay, so this way we can say ये हमारा पूरी की पूरी poem along with the discussion of the question answer is finished. एक चैप्टर के नोट्स आपके पास आ चुके हैं. Complete them neatly in your notebooks and just send it to me for checking. So here say, देखो यहाँ पे given by Jawaharlal Nehru, a very beautiful lines are given that time is not measured by the passing of years, but by what one does when one feels, what one feels and what one achieves. कितनी इंटरेस्टिंग चीज है. द टाइम, समय को हम मेजर नहीं करते हैं बाय द पासिंग ऑफ ईयर, कि 1 साल हो गया, 2 साल हो गए, 3 साल हो गए, नहीं, दैट नहीं, बट बाय व्हाट वन डज, हमने क्या किया, व्हाट वी अचीव, हमने कैसा फील किया एंड व्हाट वन अचीव, हम क्या करते हैं, कैसा महसूस करते हैं, क्या हमने अचीवमेंट किए, दैट इज व्हाट हम पासिंग ऑफ द ईयर्स को मेजर करते हैं. सिंपली ये नहीं 1 साल, 2 साल, 3 साल, 4 साल, नो. This is very meaningful thing explained to us by Jawaharlal Nehru. So with this beautiful thought, we complete our class for today. We'll be meeting in our next class with a new chapter. So I hope this is well explained to you. Just go through it. If any doubts, I am there to clear it up. You can ask me. Okay. So till then, just take care of yourself and stay home